Camera's good. Sweet. All right, Coach, take us away.
Yeah, what a win. Happy for the guys. I've felt and I've been saying it. We were about due, and I feel like we ready for a breakthrough. I do, and today was that day. I thought once the game settled in, even in the first half, of the initial thrust of Hepburn and Edwards making all those shots early, making those threes. I thought we were able to do a good job on them moving forward. Edwards is a good player. It's hard guarding him with smaller guys because of the way he plays, and I thought putting Duncan on him, and just kind of putting more somebody that looks like him in terms of stature and size. I thought that really helped us. And once Nate, was able to settle in, Hepburn's initial thrust, didn't hurt us as much. He's a good player. He's the head of the snake. And, Javian, he did a great job on Smith. I mean, essentially when I watched them play, I look at their team as Hepburn, as he's the head of the snake. He makes them go. I look at, Hadley as the toughness, and I look at Rain Smith as the guy that brings the excitement because he makes a lot of threes. And tonight we did a good job on him. And, he never was able to impact the game the way he did. In the second half, we thought we made a lot of plays. So I was really happy about the effort. One thing that, when we play against teams, I try to, look where can we eliminate points. And one of the biggest emphasis, and nobody's going to talk about this, but for me it was really big. See, I think Scott for them is a good player, and you want to know why? Because he's a rim threat, and him and Hepburn have a synergy, man. That you know what I'm saying? Like if you know how that is, you have a synergy with a guy, and we held him to one lob. And to me, when I watched him, like he's a big part of what they do. His rebounds don't hurt because they're one of the only teams in the country that throw it out for a three. And so when you look at the stat, and Smith only first of all only taking 6 shots, that was big for us. So again, happy for our guys. We made plays down the stretch. We got big efforts offensively from Lance. Nate, Javian made plays when we needed. Duncan didn't start off shooting the ball well, but he came through and by again. Had a good game, playing with energy and effort. So I'm just proud. I'm proud of the fellas for the way they responded after Tuesday.
Your defense really got your offense going, and you look at the second half, you created 8 turnovers, got the ball, a lot of hands on balls. Even if you didn't get the turnover, you created a lot of havoc out there in the second half. You were talking about limiting those fast breaks and limiting the offensive rebounds, and you did a pretty good job with that.
Yeah, everything that we wanted to do tonight, we succeeded. And to play against a Louisville team that has more turnovers than assists, they haven't done that. And if they have, it's been a while. They only had 7 offensive rebounds. They pound the glass, and that was one of the emphasis for us that we talked about. And even in transition, again, we did a good job of matching up, not worrying about if it was our man or not. So guys were connected. They, the fellas had a good connectivity, and then you could see us getting confidence, like you said, when you get stop score. You always going to get more confidence. You get a little more energy, and I think you've seen that. I also thought that our crowd was really good. It was early on. You heard a lot of red, but man, as that game kept going on, I thought the crowd responded to the players, and that gave our guys energy, and we needed that.
keep making a big deal about you guys only having 6 or 7 players. Are we making too big a deal of that? Doesn't seem like it's an issue for you guys.
Well, it's weird, because Louisville play the same amount. I'll say this. I think that we all want a full deck. But again, I'm the naive coach. I feel like we got enough to win. I just think we got to learn how to win, okay? So we got to get some carryover, into next week. You can't be happy with one. You got to build on one so you can go get two. And I think that's where we're at. When you're relied on, I can say this, when you're relied on, hey, man, like when there's nothing but between minutes and opportunity, hey, man, I take that any day of the week. You know what I mean? And I think the guys are responding to it. It changes our practice dynamic, but we're getting better. We know how to do things, and I think that, we're adjusting. Do we want guys back? Yeah, you want to put guys back. It's tough rotating 3 guards. I mean, essentially we playing 3 guards the whole game, and then when we don't take one of them out, we'll put in, essentially not 3 bigs, but 3 bigger guys, So, they're doing a great job. Proud of these guys. I know they're probably sore, and we got to figure it out, though. Get ready, get on the bus, and go Clemson on Monday.
Couple more here, Alex.
You've talked about the last few weeks. You still feel like, this team's positive, working hard in practice and kind of keeps the same energy. How much does a win like this, after all this kind of gone wrong these last few months with injuries and tough loss and everything, how does a win like this kind of reinforce that, keep things positive the next few weeks and going down the stretch?
It will. You at some point, I think that I've played basketball before, and I've been on really good teams. I've been on teams that had injuries, and a lot of it happened in the pro. I was joking with our staff the other day. I was like, shoots, man, as many dudes as in the portal, we got to get a rule. Maybe we can get a 20-day contract or something, and get some guys to come and help us out for a little bit, and then put them back in the portal, and that's their opportunity, you know what I mean? But, it's to get some payback for what we did, for what we've been going through today, and then against a ranked team that came in on a 10-game winning streak and was playing some of the best basketball in the country. This is a big win, so hopefully this carries us and gives us momentum moving on.
All right, last one here.
Yeah, Coach.
Sorry, in the
No,
back.
that's all right. Well, what was the difference defensively, offensively, second half? They seemed to jam up the offense in the first half, meaning Louisville. How did you try to attack a little differently in the second half?
Well, we kept the court spaced. I took Soiree, started dunking in the second half to give us, more scoring. But then even I wanted him to match up with Edwards. Didn't want him to get off to a good start like he did the beginning of the game. And we just passed the ball. That little short pocket was open. We were making plays. I thought our guards did a good job of not holding on to the ball, getting in gaps, passing. The only time we get, to me, and it's consistent, the only time we get ourselves in trouble is when we just hold on to the ball and play too much one-on-one. That's not who we are. We got to create advantages, and when we create advantages, we usually find open man, and I thought that happened a lot tonight, or this afternoon, excuse me.
All right, now last question.
Thank you. Hey, Coach, whenever you're scouting a team that's on the 10-game win streak, I mean, you said that you guys did, you got everything that you wanted to do tonight done. When you're scouting a team that's on a 10-game win streak, and you mentioned the things that have been going, super well for Louisville, James Scott's lob threats, Rain Smith's threes. Like, when you're scouting, how do you go about, finding those things that are going to, make your defense and, work and, be able to get you guys, to this position to win? Because, they've been playing a lot of, very, not very tight games lately. So I'm just kind of curious as to where you kind of found those pockets to be like, okay, like this is maybe how we could stop this and this is how we could limit this.
Well, they have a unique team. They have a unique team, and, with Louisville, I would say, again, it's how I look at it. Hadley is like the key to their team because he's a connector. I call him a connector. So he's a connector. All of that works because of him, because he's selfless. But, you can kind of live, as crazy as it sounds, you can kind of live with him scoring. But to me, Scott as a lob threat because he sets ball screens. So again, you put different guys on them, don't put a big on them, and you switch the ball screen and it kills everything. So we did a good job of switching. And so my thing is don't overreact on twos because Louisville wants threes. And so when we didn't overreact, we were able to sustain. You know, the thing is it takes a lot of discipline, and it's something that's not really there. But a lot of that has to do with my time in the NBA. If you watch NBA games, you know where I came from. They switch 1 through 5, and a lot of times, you know, you got D. White and Drew Holiday guarding bigs, and the reason they guard bigs is because they going into the ball screen to kill top threats. And so that, for me, you know, that helped me. And just this is a one-game set. You know, it's not something that you can do, you know, over the course of time. You know, you got to figure it out, you know. But this is a one-game set, and in a one-game set, I think that hurt them because now when you look at Chucky Hepburn, because to me, he had been playing as good at basketball as anybody in the country. He only had 5 assists, and he had 4 turnovers. But he did a lot of dribble, and just everybody was inching out to their man. And he's trying to suck people in and get lost in the game, and then all of a sudden his points mean something. But he usually is passing, getting everybody involved, and he makes everybody feel good. Then he usually gets his.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Yep, thanks.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
You gotta wear that blazer every game now.
Man, that's